Hello, thank you for joining me here. My name is Asif Latif, and today in this video, I'll talk about international human resource management in the global healthcare sector. To help understand this topic, I'll be using Johnson & Johnson as an example. Basically, Johnson & Johnson is a multinational company which is successfully operating in the healthcare sector in different countries. Before proceeding on, let's take a moment to see what actually international human resource management is. In simple words, we can say that international human resource management is about managing employees in different countries by adopting the local laws and cultural differences. Johnson & Johnson, being a global healthcare leader, uses international human resource management to keep its operation consistent while respecting these changes. To support this, I would refer the famous Hofstede's cultural dimension theory, which shows us that how cultures shape workplace behaviors. International human resource management has different benefits, such as access to the global talent, the innovative ideas, but it comes up with challenges, mainly the local laws and cultural differences. For example, in India, we see that workplaces are more often hierarchical, whereas in the United States, they tend to focus on equality and individual performance. International human resource management help companies to deal with such changes effectively. Now let's go into the deep and see that how Johnson & Johnson has adopted international human resource management in different countries. For detailed analysis, I have chosen the four major countries: United States, Germany, India, and Japan. We'll go in the detail one by one, and at the end of this video, we will do a small comparative analysis between these four countries. In the United States, Johnson & Johnson HR approach is built on the values of merit, inclusion, and equal opportunity. This reflects the company's belief, which emphasizes respect and care for all employees. Some key HR practices in the US include diversity and inclusion programs, the HR leadership programs, and the adoption of flexible and remote work options, especially after COVID-19, to attract and retain the top talent. When it comes to the organizational behavior, Johnson & Johnson in the United States follows a flat hierarchy and a decentralized structure. This means decisions can be made more quickly and efficiently at the local level. However, one key challenge the company faces, especially in the healthcare side, is high employee turnover, particularly among nurses. This not only affects team continuity but also leads to higher hiring and training costs. So, to cope up with this challenge, Johnson & Johnson has smartly launched artificial intelligence tools like Skills and Ferris. This combination of advanced technology and people-first policies has become a leading HR practice in the US and helps Johnson & Johnson retain the top talent effectively. When moving to Germany, it's important to understand that HR practices are shaped by a strong culture of collaboration between companies and employees. Johnson & Johnson work closely with employee representatives to follow Germany's strict labor law. There are two key practices that stand out. The number one is work councils, and the number two is dual vocational training system. The work councils are actually the employees' engagement groups, whereas the dual vocational training blends classroom learning with on-job training. In Germany, workplace culture is very structured. There is a strong focus on planning, following rules, and avoiding risks. One big challenge for companies is dealing with complex regulations and a lot of bureaucracy. But there is a major strength: Germany's dual education system. In India, Johnson & Johnson's HR approach respects both hierarchy and strong community values. Leadership is mostly top-down, but there is a big focus on teamwork and connection. Some key HR strategies include leadership development programs, employee recognition and flexibility, and community outreach, such as health camps and local projects. These practices help build loyalty and a sense of belonging. However, decision making can be slower because of layers of approvals. Challenges in India include skilled healthcare workers leaving the country and pay gaps causing people to move abroad. Johnson and Johnson help running community programs like rural health camps and training frontline health workers. These efforts help both the communities and employee engagement. In Japan, HR focuses on lifetime jobs and group agreements. Loyalty and stability are very important, even more than quick changes. Key practices include rotational programs that let employees work in different departments, Kaizen, which means making small, continuous improvements in HR. This builds a strong, stable work culture that can slow down the fast changes. Japanese workplaces value structure, competition, and control. Problems include gender inequality and poor life balance. Long working hours, especially for men, are very common. Johnson and Johnson responds with wellness programs, flexible leave, and mental health support to help employees stay healthy and happy. If we come towards comparative analysis, this table shows cultural and leadership differences in four countries. The US values individualism, flat hierarchy, and transformational leadership. Germany follows strict rules with shared decision making. India respects hierarchy and has top down leadership, whereas Japan focuses on group loyalty and consensus. Each country has its own HR challenges, like high turnover in the US and gender issues in Japan. When we look into the closer, we can see here that the US leads in using technology like AI for hiring. Germany is strong in structured training programs. India's strength is community involvement, whereas Japan mixes tradition with innovation through Kaizen. Different leadership styles fit best in each country. For example, the US and Japan fit theory Y, trusting employees, while India fits theory X, more control. The best HR strategies depend on understanding each country's culture. To wrap up, international human resource management is very important in healthcare because of cultural differences, laws, and balancing global and local needs. Each country's HR style matches its culture. US likes innovation, Germany values order, India focuses on community, and Japan prefers harmony. Future trends include more AI, hybrid work, ethical HR, and inclusive workplaces. In short, successful HR balance global goals with local cultures. That's all for now. I hope this video served the purpose. If you have any queries, please do write in the comment section and subscribe this channel. Thank you once again and have a good day.